In South Carolina, do you have to retreat before using deadly force? No. The self-defense law in South Carolina is called stand your ground. Prior to that, the law was you always had to retreat. So if you're in danger and you can safely retreat, you had a duty to retreat. When South Carolina changed the law, this was a few years ago, and passed the stand your ground law, what that means is that you no longer have the duty to retreat. Now, you never had the duty to retreat if you were inside your house, if you're on your property, if you were at your business. There was no duty to retreat from those things. However, if you were at a shopping center or out somewhere on foot, something like that, and you had the ability to retreat, then the law required you to do it. The South Carolina legislature changed all that with the stand your ground law, and they said you have the legal right as a person that if you're being threatened, that you do not have to retreat, you do not have to try to avoid the danger. You have the right to stand your ground and meet force with force. So in that situation, the force that you're using to stand your ground has to be in equal measure to the danger being applied to you. So in other words, if somebody's pointing a gun at you and you use a gun and shoot them, that's justified. If somebody's attacking you with a knife, and you have a gun and you shoot them in self-defense, they're using deadly force. If it's something where you're not in that much danger, and it's very difficult to make these determinations in real time when something like this is happening. But in general, whatever force is being used to threaten you, you have to use force similar to that. So if they're using deadly force, you can use deadly force. If they're swinging a fly swatter at you and it's likely to sting, then you can't pull out your 44 Magnum and blow them away. All right, but you could use something to defend yourself. And maybe if you had some object or something and then they ended up getting hurt, you're justified in defending yourself. Okay, so you do not have to retreat in South Carolina.